In the top stories, child protection laws being reviewed, illegal firearm and ammunition seized, and Nevis non-established workers to benefit from retirement package. The details on these stories and more after the break.
At Courts Optical, we've got the perfect combination of style and value just for you. Shop from our wide range of stylish frames, and for a limited time, buy one and get a second pair at 80% off. We've got frames as low as $99. Ask about our affordable credit plans from 3 to 24 months. Make your appointment today at courtsoptical.com. Conditions apply. See in store for details. Courts Optical. Value you can see.
Mosoka, 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 mosoka.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I'm Jason Davis. Laws governing child protection and justice in St. Kitts and Nevis are being reviewed. Two-day workshop organized by the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs. The review, commissioned by Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, began on Tuesday at the Early Childhood Development Conference Room. It marks the first legislative action for the ministry under his leadership. It brings together various stakeholders across child protection and juvenile justice systems, including parents and juveniles. Permanent Secretary Janelle Lewis-Tafari said that the review is particularly important as it will help to establish clearly defined roles for the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs and the Probation and Child Welfare Board.
Today, we meet as agency representatives of child protection and juvenile justice to discuss and deliberate on one of the most important tenets of our child protection system, the Probation and Child Welfare Board. This board is a creature of legislation. It was established as far back as 1994. In accordance with its name, the board is intended to serve and provide oversight to the care and protection of our children, and to give guidance to our Department of Probation and Child Protection Services.
The board was established in 1994. It has oversight for the care and protection of children and gives guidance to the relevant government departments. The Permanent Secretary noted that in 2013, the functioning of the board was enhanced following the enactment of several pieces of family legislation modeled after the OECS family law reforms bills. Ms. Lewis-Tafari said the expanded responsibilities resulted in an overlap and ambiguities in some cases of some roles and responsibilities.
For example, previously to 2013, our probation officers could go into the court and present a case to remove a child from a situation where they were being abused. The officers were now told by the court, in accordance with the law, they needed a lawyer from the board.
This review workshop is being facilitated by Rohan Walters, Crown Counsel, and legal advice to the Probation and Child Welfare Board. Revisions will focus on the functions of the Probation and Child Welfare Board Act and complementary legislation. Junior Minister of Social Development and Gender Affairs, the Honorable Iseline Phillip, is participating in the workshop. She encouraged the participants to be candid during the deliberations and assured them of the government's commitment to this exercise.
We're going to make sure that this social development and this act, this Child Welfare Board Act, and all of the legislation that's connected to that is prioritized, because we're doing this in the interest of our children.
Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley also attended the opening ceremony. The police have confiscated an illegal firearm following a search conducted on premises at Carden Avenue. According to a police statement, during the search on Friday, one .45 caliber pistol with a magazine with 5 matching rounds of ammunition was found. The items were taken into custody along with an individual who lives on the premises. To date, 8 illegal guns have been taken into police custody. Non-established workers in the public service on Nevis will benefit from a non-established retirement package. Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley, made the announcement at his recent monthly press conference, noting that the relief package is good news for non-established workers.
The policy will apply to workers who retire at the age of 62, provided that the employee would have served 10 continuous years in the public service. If the employee resigns after at least 10 years of continuous service, he or she will receive a gratuity only. If the employee resigns after 15 years of continuous service, he or she will receive a gratuity upon resignation and receive a pension when he or she reaches age 62. Where an employee becomes permanently incapacitated and unable to engage in gainful employment, he or she may retire and receive his or her benefits from the retirement scheme. Where an employee dies in the course of his or her employment after at least 10 continuous years of service, the beneficiaries of his or her estate will receive his or her gratuity only.
The Premier described the relief package as a comprehensive policy put in place for non-established workers. He said the move is a significant one for the island.
I believe that that is a huge step forward for the island of Nevis, and I am proud as Premier of Nevis that my government has been able to deliver on this particular commitment to our NE workers. Of course, we await to see what will happen on our sister island of St. Kitts, and at some point we look forward to perhaps aligning ourselves with what is proposed there. But we could not continue to wait, and as we indicated at the time, you recall, of the salary increases, we indicated that we would be doing something on September 1st for the NE workers, and we have worked over the past 3 months under the leadership of P.S. Daniel to make.
Mr. Brantley used the opportunity to thank Permanent Secretary in the Premier's Ministry, Wakely Daniel, and other members of the team who were charged with putting together the retirement package in 3 months. In other news, teachers will have access to a specialized internet package being offered at the cable. In a press release on Tuesday, the company said that the Internet Teacher Pack, which was introduced earlier this year, aims to provide affordable superfast internet access for teachers. Teachers are being offered download speeds of up to 100 megabits per second and upload speeds of up to 25 megabits per second. According to the release, when the package was earlier released, the company described it as a tool to effectively accommodate the transitioning of the education sector into the digital age. Patricia Walters, the Chief Executive Officer of the cable, was quoted as saying, "We believe that there is no better sector than education to start the work of shaping our society into one that is digitally competent. For this reason, we're proud to take the lead in offering this package to teachers everywhere in St. Kitts." After the break, St. Kitts wins Leading Dive Destination Award, and St. Kitts Tourism Authority and Royal Caribbean Group hosts a successful summer cruise workshop. Stay with us.
Elevate your experience with Flow's fiber-fast internet and mobile combined. Enjoy double data and unlimited talk on 4 mobile lines, plus up to 35 megabits per second home internet speed at the best rate, giving you the best value to stay connected. I think our Flow mobile is elevated.
You think?
An elevated experience starts with Flow at home, powering double data and unlimited talk on 4 mobile lines at the best rate. Visit a Flow store to sign up today.
Mommy, where did you get all these groceries from?
When my mom was a child, my grandma was only able to provide just what they needed. When my mom got older, she was then able to provide what they needed and some. But now, with FlexPay, I am able to get everything we need and lots more with cashback.
Wow, Mom, I hope this never ends.
For the last 25 years, SN Hospital's Company Limited has given customers millions in cashback for free groceries with every hire purchase in their never-ending cashback.
Welcome back. St. Kitts has been awarded the Caribbean's leading dive destination 2022 award at the 29th World Travel Awards. The award was accepted by Communications Coordinator at the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Janet Boyd, who emphasized the magnitude of receiving such an honor on behalf of the destination. She said, quote, "This award comes at an opportune time for our tourism industry as we rebuild, re-innovate, and re-strategize," end quote. Scuba diving in St. Kitts includes reef diving and wreck dives. More than 400 ships have sunk off the shores of St. Kitts, with only a dozen or so having been identified to date. St. Kitts is expected to climb the ranks as a global tourist destination, and according to the Tourism Authority, this award is influential to all facets of the tourism industry in St. Kitts and will improve and diversify the destination's tourism product. And still in tourism, stakeholders in the tourism sector recently had their skills sharpened through a summer group workshop facilitated by the St. Kitts Tourism Authority in partnership with Royal Caribbean Group. The workshop wrapped up on the 2nd of September, and according to a statement, this year's event was offered to ATV operators, catamaran operators, taxi operators, open-air safari operators, and the St. Kitts Scenic Railway. The workshop facilitated informative presentations, which sparked what was described as fruitful presentations and engagements among attendees and facilitators. Cesar Pascuales, manager of onboard operations and shore excursions of Celebrity Cruises and Royal Caribbean Group, described the presentations with respect to customer service and delivered presentations with respect to customer service, guest experience, and shore excursions. Historian Leonard Stapleton also refreshed all attendees on the history of St. Kitts through comprehensive presentations for the week-long workshop. Product Development Manager Golda Franks said she was proud of the turnout and execution of the workshop. She said, quote, "I wish to extend congratulations to attendees of this invaluable workshop. It's imperative that our cruise sector employees are able to adapt to the sector's ever-changing industry trends, which allows our destination to remain competitive. This year's Summer Cruise Workshop is very instrumental as we prepare for a booming 2022-2023 cruise season." CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Ellison Thompson, said, quote, "As we continue to champion the adverse effects of COVID-19, it's important that we re-strategize, re-innovate, and revamp our tourism sector. The St. Kitts Tourism Authority is pleased by its partnership with Royal Caribbean Group to provide cruise industry personnel with professional knowledge and multicultural skills needed to succeed within the cruise sector," end quote. According to the statement, the St. Kitts Tourism Authority continues to prepare for the upcoming 2022-2023 cruise season, and the authority is also anticipating an increase in stayover visitors to the destination for this upcoming winter season. In other news, recently the University of the West Indies Open Campus St. Kitts and Nevis site held its first face-to-face student orientation sessions since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. In a press release issued on Tuesday, the UWI Open Campus stated that the sessions, held on August 24 and 25, welcomed new students beginning their studies at the undergraduate and postgraduate degree levels. 55 persons have been accepted to start their studies with the UWI Open Campus St. Kitts and Nevis site for the 2022-2023 academic year. These students will pursue studies in various fields, including early childhood development and family studies, banking and finance, accounting, sport kinetics, and criminology. During the orientation sessions, the head of the Open Campus St. Kitts and Nevis, Gail Gray-Phillip, gave an overview of UE and the Open Campus. In Nevis, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Barrett, and Principal Education Officer Zanella Claxton gave brief remarks to the new students. Both evenings ended with a meet and greet session which allowed the new arrivals to interact with each other, the staff, and current students. Coming up in regional news, Antigua's water plant begins producing 500,000 gallons of water per day. The details when we return.